Hey Aquarius, welcome to the Path Illuminated. My name is Kimberly. This is going to be an energy reading for the Aquarius collective. If these messages find you, there is a message here for you as I'm recording this. It is Aquarius season, so happy birthday to all the Aquarius here. Let's get going. Thank you, angels, spirits, and guides. What messages do we have for the Aquarius? Okay, I got a few cards here. All right, Aquarius. First card out is the King of Cups reversed. I don't know how your birthday's been going, Aquarius. I don't know how your season's been going for you, but there has been quite a lot of chaos in the world around us. So maybe that's been impacting you, as you know, totally understandable. We're all being impacted by what's going on in the world around us, even if we're trying not to be. But maybe things just aren't feeling the way that you had expected them to feel at this time, right? Maybe, I don't know, maybe you felt depressed, maybe you felt overwhelmed, anxious, ungrounded is what I'm hearing. And obviously, like, I don't exactly know why or what has been going on. We'll go a little bit deeper. But this is just an acknowledgement that maybe you're feeling a little bit emotionally upside down, a little emotionally ungrounded at this time. Maybe you're not quite feeling like yourself, Aquarius. Next card is Death. So, you know, the Death card in Tarot is has a lot of energy. It has a lot of impact, and it can be a card that people are a little scared of, understandably. It oftentimes has nothing to do with an actual death, but it could, right? Like maybe someone in your life passed away. My mother passed last summer. When a loved one passes, it has a big impact on our lives and endings in general. And that's typically what the Death card refers to, is a big, huge shift and change and ending. Maybe something big has ended in your life. It could be a relationship, it could be a career, it could be just a way of living your life. So it makes complete sense why we saw, right, the King of Cups reversed right before we see Death. Even, and aside from if someone in your life has passed, I will say condolences if that's what you're going through. I understand how heavy that is. But outside of something as direct as that, endings are difficult. Even when we want things to end or to change. When they do, it doesn't necessarily make it easy, even if we wanted something to change. Maybe you wanted to end a career or a relationship, or you're really, really changing your life. I'm hearing ego death. So that could be part of it. Like, you know, and for lack of a better term, words can be very challenging sometimes because they don't quite explain what we go through as humans. They're very limited. So we do our best, but when I say ego death, what do I mean? Maybe you have been on a spiritual journey, and maybe you have in recent months or years experienced what we tend to call a spiritual awakening. What is a spiritual awakening? It's when you have such a shift in the way that you view reality and life that you're no longer the person you used to be. And for each person on an individual level, that's very, very unique. Sorry, Aquarius. My video cut off, but okay. As I was saying, I think I was still on Death. When things change, even when we've asked for this change, that can be very difficult. And I was talking about spiritual awakenings. And sometimes our view of ourselves, of life, of the world around us changes so dramatically that it causes an ending to the way that we've lived life, and it has a huge impact on the way that we move in the world and even in our relationships. Like with my own spiritual awakening, whatever you want to call it, as I started to heal, evolve, change, relationships in my life started to change, started to end. There was distance, whether, my relationship to work, my relationship with longtime friends, my past romantic relationships. As I changed and shifted, it caused a lot of ego death, in the sense that I had to accept that I was changing and I was no longer the same person, but that didn't really make it easier. It was very, very difficult. So whatever this shift is, whatever this ending is, Aquarius, like, it's understandable that you would be feeling very, very heavy about it, because it's having a big impact in your life, whatever this is. But it does appear that on the other side of this death, on the other side of this big life change, whatever that is for you, there's an Ace of Cups, which is an offer from the universe. Really, that's what it is. It's an abundant new offer. Now, this could be new aligned friendships, community. It could be a new romantic partnership, right? Like I was saying, when you go through these big life changes, you change as a person, and it can be a human tendency to try to make people change with us. But at the end of the day, we have to accept that we can only change ourselves. And sometimes that means we have to walk away from old dynamics, old friendships, old jobs, old romantic partnerships. I know that that's happened for me. And sometimes it can get lonely, but that place of loneliness, right? That place of losing things that used to be in your life. It doesn't mean that there isn't going to be another opportunity for growth, for love, for community, for friendship. So I see that on the other side of this death, there is a rebirth and an offer that is on its way to you. It may not have shown up just yet, Aquarius, but it's on its way. So keep going through the process. This could, again, it could be a dark night of the soul where your entire reality has changed. You have changed, which has changed everything in your life, the way that you work, the way you relate to people, your relationships, and it may be feeling very lonely, but I do see that there's an offer coming towards you. And again, it could be community, it could be friendship, it could be a romantic partnership. Let's see what else. Okay, interesting. So the next card, Aquarius, is the Devil card, Capricorn. This is what I'm hearing. You're between a rock and a hard place with this death energy. And when new people, places, and situations and offers come toward you, you always have the choice to go with the devil you know. What does that mean? Even like I was saying, when we know things need to change, when we want things to change, when we are changing, whenever we're faced with a decision, a choice, we can always revert back to what we used to do. We can revert back to old ways of being, old relationship dynamics, because they feel comfortable and familiar. So this is like, you have an opportunity for something new, something different, something that will evolve as you are evolving. But that might be the challenge that you're going to face on the other side of this death and rebirth, is that, like, we continue to, I don't like to call them tests, to have opportunities to show up as our most aligned, authentic, and evolved self. But we can always make the decision to fall back into old patterns, old habits, old relationship dynamics that we're used to. Sometimes that's because of something that's unhealed. Sometimes it's because we still have some, like, attachment, right, to maybe an old friend group, maybe an ex-partner, right, that, like, at least everybody that I know has maybe at least one person, whether it's a friend or a past lover, who they have a lot of love and affection for, but because of the dynamics, the toxicity, the fact that maybe that situation brought out the worst in both parties, they had to walk away from that person. And sometimes we can struggle with the attachment to an illusion that maybe that person will change. So maybe what happens, Aquarius, is that this opportunity, this new offer comes up, but then a past person shows up and they're like, oh, but I've changed. I know you've changed and so have I. And so you're going to need to use your new discernment, right? This new spiritual path you're on, these new skills in order to discern, am I doing this out of old habits? Right? Am I opening the door to this person, this group of people, because I'm really hoping that they changed, even though there's no evidence? Because I'm part of a online community, High Priestess Healing Tarot, Patterns Over Promises. People can say whatever they want, but how are they actually showing up? What are they doing? What are their actions like? So, let them show you versus tell you. You can still love people that are not in your life, but sometimes you don't necessarily need to bring them back into your life. Then we have the Tower reversed. So I do feel like with this Tower reverse card after the Devil here, Aquarius, this feels like it's telling me that you are going to make the healthiest, most evolved, most aligned decision for yourself. But I think whether it's a group of people or one person in particular, it's going to be a tower for them, if that makes sense. Maybe they were used to in the past coming with their apologies, coming with their words, and being able to finesse you and to convince you to give them another chance. And when you say like, hey, I have a lot of love for you, but this is just not what I want anymore, this is going to be a tower for them. But this is a reminder for you to stay firm in who you know you are now. You can appreciate who you used to be, but you're not that person anymore, right? And learning how to move in this new way, it takes time, it takes patience. Sometimes it can cause some sadness because we want to bring people with us, but sometimes we just can't. And it doesn't even necessarily mean that they're bad people. It's just we're on a different path now, right? We don't even understand each other. We don't even speak the same language. So I do feel like even though there may be this group of people or this person, and like when I say group of people, I can use this as an example. Like if you're somebody who you've decided for your own personal reasons, whatever those are, that you don't want to drink alcohol anymore, right? Like I went through that many years ago. And it was very challenging because my friends at the time didn't understand. They're like, but you don't have a problem with alcohol. And I'm like, I know, but I feel like there were actually other reasons. 50% of them were health reasons, 50% of them were philosophical. But I got a lot of crap from people who were my friends for no longer drinking. And there was a lot of peer pressure, which I found really strange because I was like, we're not in high school anymore. Why are you feeling the need to pressure me to drink alcohol? I don't want to. And I had to separate myself from those people. I sent them love and I was like, I don't know why. I don't understand this, but I don't want to be around people who, for whatever reason, don't have the willingness or the capacity to respect my personal decisions, even when I'm trying to spend time with them. So that's why I was bringing up the patterns over promises. It's like, if a group of people or a person can respect who you are becoming, who you've become, and the decisions you're making, and they can allow you to do that with love, then maybe you can be around them. But if they're going to shame you or judge you or make you feel bad for who you've become, that's something to take into account. I brought out the deck to clarify, Aquarius, and over the King of Cups reverse, when I was talking about you being sad and depressed and emotionally overwhelmed, we have death again. So yeah, big changes, big endings, and I do feel like it does probably, because this keeps coming through, it probably does have a lot to do with your changing relationship dynamics. People in your life that have been there are no longer your sort of go-to person. And like, again, like I was saying, from my own personal experience, I've had to go through that. And it has not been an easy task to find and to build new friendships and new community. It can be done. I've done it, but it does take a lot of work, especially when you've hung out with a certain group of people for so long and you have good memories and you love them, but you're like, yeah, but they like to go out and drink all the time. And that's fine. Like, everybody do what you want. But like, I want to do other stuff. I want to get up early on a Saturday morning and go hiking. I don't want to be hungover. That's a personal decision. But it can be challenging when you feel alone and isolated. And so you do have to give yourself the time to feel that and to grieve that past life. And sometimes it can be challenging, but send people love. They don't, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Sometimes they're in their own world and they don't realize the type of impact that they have on people that care about them, right? But there's definitely like death twice is this is a huge ending and shift in your life, Aquarius. So it's understandable that you're feeling triggered, you're feeling overwhelmed. And again, this Aquarius season may not have been what you anticipated it would be, because you've been going through some really huge changes in your life. So it's totally understandable, Aquarius. So over this death card, we have the Six of Cups reverse. So I feel like you're seeing things very clearly. I don't think you're actually having a problem with that. I kind of felt like maybe just like as an example when the devil came up, but I feel like you're able to see things really clearly. And maybe that's part of the challenge. They say ignorance is bliss. And then there's that other, the truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. So you might be going through that. I know I've gone through that with certain people that I've loved, that like, again, like I was alluding to, I didn't understand why I wasn't getting the support for making a personal decision in my life. And that hurts, right? We're human. It's totally normal. If you care about people and you're trying to do something to elevate yourself, to evolve yourself, and you feel judged by those people, let it be what it is. Let it inform you. And, sometimes you are going to get mad. Sometimes you are going to be angry. Sometimes you are going to be hurt. But as long as you're seeing things clearly, you can work through that. You can work through the density of those emotions and get to a place of like, okay, this is who they are. They don't understand the impact. They're not evil people. It's just that's how they're rolling, and that's why I need to separate from them. So over the Ace of Cups, we have Strength, card of Leo. This is all about the strength of your heart, the strength of your will, the fact that the divine is going to assist you in finding the courage within you to stay on this path, because I definitely do get that sense that it can be challenging to go against societal norms. The norms of your friend group, the norms of your family, right? The norms of maybe coworkers, right? That you actually have a brave heart. You have a tenacious spirit, and the universe is going to fortify the strength of your heart to stand in your most authentic and evolved version. And because of that, again, more opportunities to build friendships, camaraderie, community, love relationships, as long as you stay true to your heart and you understand that to stand out takes a ton of bravery. To go against the crowd takes a tremendous amount of courage, Aquarius. So you need to be proud of yourself when it comes to that. All right. One more card. All right, so over the devil, we have the Queen of Swords reverse. So I definitely am feeling like this, again, could be a past partner or an old friend. And maybe in their mind, they have good intentions for trying to come back into your life or trying to influence you or to change the way that you're showing up. But you have to read between the lines. Trust your discernment. If something feels off, it probably is, Aquarius. If you feel like you're not getting the whole truth, I would trust that. There's nothing you can do about forcing somebody to show up honestly or truthfully. But in your intuitive senses, you can feel that, and you need to trust that. And I'm also hearing the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. So again, just because somebody says they've changed doesn't mean they have, and you need to let their patterns, the things that they actually do, inform how you move, inform your decisions, inform whether or not you let them back into your life. So Tower reverse and 10 of coins reverse. I'm getting a sense that maybe this group of people or this person benefited financially from you, Aquarius. And when you say thanks but no thanks, not only does it cause a tower for them, but they lose their cash cow, is what I'm hearing. And sometimes it's not even, maybe you are, Aquarius, a very generous person financially and with your energy. But something that I've learned through many, many years is sometimes your energy just brings people good luck. And when you're no longer around, their luck runs out. And sometimes energy vampires, even if they don't know that's what they are, they realize, like, oh, when Aquarius was around, I was getting job offers and there was good energy and doors were opening up for me. And then they disappeared because they went on this spiritual journey and they changed and they stopped drinking and they stopped partying, obviously, just as an example, because everybody's different. Or they decided they didn't want to date me anymore, and it felt like all of the good luck just ran out. So I do feel like you're going to be saying no to past people or to people that try to get back. And we're back. Sorry about that, Aquarius. So we're closing this out. When you say no, they're not expecting it, and it's going to be the end of their luck. And you need to trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust that your time, energy, and resources are valuable. And if something's not aligned, you don't got the time, right? If it's not working, it's not working. Don't force it. You don't owe anybody anything, Aquarius. Okay, so I'm sending you lots of love. I can see there's some big, intense, overwhelming changes going on. Stay the course, trust yourself. The universe is going to provide you with everything that you need to get to the other side, and it's going to reward you in the process. Understand, again, the strength of your heart, right? That's where you're going to find the courage to keep going. I pulled a card. It came out really quick from the animal spirit deck. We have whale. So I'm just going to get the book to close this out. Thanks again, Aquarius, for being here. I hope the messages are supportive of you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's see if I can find you. Whale. Desire to delve deeper, profound peace, and ancient wisdom. The whale represents profound emotional health and stability. Whale personalities are not afraid of emotional expression or traversing difficult terrain, as they have overcome many challenges in their lives. These experiences have enriched them, given them stability, strength, and a depth that is rare. Whale energy is usually linked to the feminine forces of compassion and communication. We can depend on whale personalities when all else seems lost and trust them to be a beacon in our darkest hour. When in balance, calm, steady, deeply compassionate. When out of balance, heavy slips into the old story. To bring into balance, regular self-care. And that's going to be the last piece of advice I give you. Invest in your self-care as you're going through this huge transition. Trust yourself. Know that you have the strength in your heart and the universe is supporting you. Sending y'all lots of love, Aquarius. I'll see you next time. Bye.